This is Mamuni. Thank you so much for being Amar Baba.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In this video, I am going to discuss and explain the technique of solving the problem on errors of wrong amount step by step in the easiest way. So let's get started. Chalo, shuru kara jak. So let's go through the problem. Two-sided errors, rectification of errors before preparation of trial balance. Problem number 2, rectify the following errors. Now what is two-sided errors? Two-sided errors are those errors which do not affect the agreement of the trial balance. These errors can occur in two or more accounts. Okay? Please see here. Rectify the following errors. Please remember, when the errors are located and rectified before preparing the trial balance and before opening of suspense account, we cannot take the help of suspense account. Why? Because the problem is silent about the suspense account. So this is the first stage where the errors are located and rectified before preparing the trial balance and before opening of suspense account. So we have to rectify the entries without taking the help of suspense account. Okay, so let's see the first transaction. Number 1, credit sales to Priya rupees 10,000. Wo recorded as rupees 11,000. Please remember, credit sales to Priya rupees 10,000 is the correct part. Wo recorded as rupees 11,000 is the wrong part. Understood? So what will be the journal entry for the correct part? Credit sales to Priya rupees 10,000. So Priya account debit to sales account rupees 10,000. Okay, so let's write. And please remember, first of all, we have to do the workings and then we'll do it in where. Okay, so let's write. So the correct journal entry will be Priya account debit. Priya account debit 10,000 to sales account. Okay, this is the correct entry. Now what is the wrong entry? Let me see the problem again. Credit sales to Priya account rupees 10,000. This is the correct part. So what is the wrong part? Wo recorded as rupees 11,000. So this is the wrong part. 1,000 more has been recorded. Instead of 10,000, they have recorded rupees 11,000. That is 1,000 more. So this is the wrong part. The journal entry will be same. Priya account debit to sales account rupees 11,000 instead of 10,000 because they have recorded rupees 11,000 instead of rupees 10,000. Okay, let's write. So the journal entry will be same. Priya account debit. Priya account debit rupees 11,000 instead of 10,000. They have wrongly debited rupees 11,000. Priya account debit 11,000 to sales account. The journal entry is same, but instead of 10,000, 11,000. Okay? Okay? What is our job? Our job is to use the technique. What is the technique? The technique is to compare the correct entry and wrong entry and then rectify the wrong entry. So what is the correct entry on the debit side? Priya account debit rupees 10,000. And what is the wrong entry? The wrong entry is Priya account debit rupees 11,000. See, the journal entry is same in the correct entry and the journal entry is also same in the wrong entry. So Priya account is debit. Here also Priya account is debit. What is the wrong amount? In the correct entry it is 10,000 and in the wrong entry it is 11,000. So 1,000 more have been recorded in the wrong entry. So now we have to decrease rupees 1,000 from the debit side. Understood? Because we have to rectify it. 1,000 has been recorded more. How did I get 1,000? 11,000 minus 10,000 will give you 1,000. That is the differential amount. So how to rectify? Remember, this is accountancy. In accountancy, we cannot deduct 1000 from 11,000. This is not maths. The technique is, if you pass the reverse entry with the differential amount, you will get the rectifying entry. How? Let me show you. You have to reverse the entry. So we'll write to Priya account. We'll write to Priya account 1000. Instead of 11,000, we'll write 1,000. I'll tell you why. Please remember, whenever you have to decrease the amount, you have to write on the opposite side. Then automatically the amount will be decreased. See, debit side 11,000 আছে, আমি যদি credit side to Priya এখন 1,000 লিখি, automatically 11,000 minus 1,000 হয়ে যাচ্ছে, এটা 10,000 হয়ে যাচ্ছে। Priya এখন debit 11,000, আমি যদি এটাকে opposite লিখি, reverse লিখি, to Priya এখন 1,000, what is the differential amount? আমাকে যখনই কিছু decrease করতে হবে, আমাকে উল্টো দিকে লিখতে হবে, that is আমাকে opposite লিখতে হবে। Always pass the reverse entry. Please remember, always pass the reverse entry with the differential amount. Then the wrong entry will be rectified. What is the wrong entry? Priya account debit is correct. Journal entry is correct, but the amount is wrong, 11,000. Instead of 10,000, they have wrongly recorded 11,000. The amount 11,000 minus 10,000, 1,000 has been wrongly recorded more. So 1,000 we have to decrease. আমাদের 1,000 decrease করতে হবে. But this is not maths. So 1,000 আমি decrease কি করে করব? Just reverse the entry. To Priya account 1,000. Understood? Why 1,000? Because 1,000 has been recorded more. Suppose this is 10,000 and they have wrongly recorded 15,000. And in the wrong entry, they have recorded Priya account debit 15,000. So what is the differential amount? 15,000 minus 10,000, 5,000. So 5,000, they have recorded more. 5,000 ওরা বেশি লিখেছে wrong entry তে. So আমাকে কি করতে হবে? We have to decrease 5,000. So how can we decrease? Always reverse the entry. Priya account debit 15,000. So we'll write to Priya account 5,000. So if we write to Priya account 5,000, automatically 5,000 decrease হয়ে যায়. Understood? This is the technique of accounts. So similarly, when they have wrongly recorded 1,000 more in the wrong entry, on the debit side, just reverse the entry. Priya account 1,000. Why 1,000? Because they have recorded 1,000 more. যদি 2,000 more লিখতো, তাহলে আমি 2,000 লিখতাম। যদি 3,000 more লিখতো, তাহলে আমি 3,000 লিখতাম। Since they have recorded 11,000 instead of 10,000 and the differential amount is 1,000. How did I get the differential amount? 11,000 minus 10,000, 1,000. Instead of writing Priya account debit 11,000, just reverse the entry. To Priya account 1,000. তোমাকে reverse করলেই amount decrease হয়ে যায়। যখনই তোমাকে কোনো amount decrease করতে হবে, pass the reverse entry with the differential amount. Okay. Similarly, let's see on the credit side. In the correct entry, to sales account rupees 10,000. This is the correct entry. In the wrong entry, let's see on the credit side. To sales account 11,000. So the journal entry is right. To sales account, to sales account. Instead of 10,000, they have written 11,000. So the differential amount is 1,000 more has been recorded in the wrong entry. So 11,000 minus 10,000 is 1,000. What is our job? Our job is to decrease 1,000. আমরা compare করে কি দেখলাম? Please compare the correct entry and the wrong entry. Credit side to sales account is correct. In the wrong entry on the credit side is to sales account. That is also correct. But instead of 10,000, they have recorded 11,000. That is wrong amount. The problem is about the wrong amount. So আমাকে 1,000 decrease করতে হবে. We have to decrease 1,000. So how can we decrease 1,000? Just reverse the entry. So sales account এখানে credit আছে, debit করে দাও। Sales account debit, যেটা ডেবিট থাকবে ওটাকে ক্রেডিট করবে, যেটা ক্রেডিট থাকবে ওটাকে ডেবিট করবে। জাস্ট রিভার্স দ্য এন্ট্রি উইথ দ্য ডিফারেন্সিয়াল অ্যামাউন্ট। আন্ডারস্টুড? যেটা ডেবিট থাকবে সেই অ্যাকাউন্টটাকে ক্রেডিট করো উইথ দ্য ডিফারেন্সিয়াল অ্যামাউন্ট, যেটা ক্রেডিট থাকবে সেই এন্ট্রিটাকে ডেবিট করো উইথ দ্য ডিফারেন্সিয়াল অ্যামাউন্ট। সো সেলস অ্যাকাউন্ট ডেবিট 1000. Now the wrong entry has been rectified. Sales account debit 1000 to Priya account 1000. Understood? Now what is the second transaction? Credit purchases from Namrata rupees 7000. Till here is the correct part. And what is the wrong part? Wo recorded as rupees 7700. So this is the wrong part. So what will be the correct entry? Credit purchases from Namrata. So purchases account debit to Namrata account 7000. This is the correct entry. Purchases account debit to Namrata account 7000. So let's write purchases account debit, purchases account debit 7000, okay, to Namrata account to Namrata account 7000. Now let's see the wrong part. Credit purchases from Namrata rupees 7000. This is the correct part till here. Wo recorded as rupees 7700. So the journal entry will be same. But instead of 7000, we'll write 7700. So purchases account debit to Namrata account 7700. So let's write. This is the wrong entry. So we'll write purchases account debit, purchases account debit, $7,700. This is the wrong amount to Namrata account. $7,700. Please remember, in this particular problem, the journal entries are correct, but the amounts are wrong. You have to rectify the amounts. So let's compare. What is our job? Our job is to compare the correct entry with the wrong entry and then rectify the wrong entry. Let's see the debit side first in the correct entry. Purchases account debit 7,000. Let's see the debit side in the wrong entry. Purchases account debit 7,700. So see, purchases account debit, this is correct in the correct entry. Purchases account debit, this is also correct in the wrong entry. Then what is wrong? The wrong is the amount has been wrongly recorded. Instead of 7,000, they have recorded 7,700. So 700 more has been recorded in the wrong entry. How did I get 700? If you deduct 7,000 from 7,700, you will get 700. So 700 is the differential amount. So what is our job? Our job is to decrease this 700 to rectify the wrong entry. So how to decrease this amount? I have already told you, reverse the entry with the differential amount. Since purchases account is on the debit side, write purchases account on the credit side to purchases account. Pass the reverse entry with the differential amount. যখন ডেবিট সাইডে পারচেজ আছে ওটা ক্রেডিট সাইডে লেখো টু পারচেজেস এখন কত অ্যামাউন্ট লিখবো অনলি 700 বিকজ 7700 যদি ডেবিটে থাকে আর ক্রেডিটে যখন আমি 700 লিখছি এটা 700 কে ক্যান্সেল করে দিচ্ছে দ্যাট মিন্স 7000 হয়ে যাচ্ছে আন্ডারস্টুড প্লিজ রিমেম্বার পারচেজেস এখন ডেবিট 7700 অ্যান্ড ক্রেডিট সাইডে কত পারচেজেস 700 তো ইট মিন্স 7700 কে ক্যান্সেল করে দিচ্ছে 700 তুমি যখনই ক্রেডিট সাইডে 700 লিখছো এখান থেকে 700 ক্যান্সেল হয়ে যাচ্ছে এটা হয়ে যাচ্ছে 7000 আন্ডারস্টুড সিমিলারলি নাও লেটস কম্পেয়ার দ্য ক্রেডিট সাইড ইন দ্য কারেক্ট এন্ট্রি টু Namrata account 7000 and in the wrong entry on the credit side to Namrata account 7700. See, the journal entries are correct, only the amounts are wrongly recorded. So in the correct entry it has been recorded as 7000, so this is the correct amount. And the wrong amount is to Namrata account 7700. Understood? So what is the differential amount? So if you deduct 7000 from 7700, we'll get 700. So how to decrease this 700? Pass the reverse entry. So এখানে Namrata account credit আছে, we'll write on the debit side So Namrata account debit. Namrata account debit. How much? 700. What is the technique? Please remember, when you're writing Namrata account debit 700 credit side থেকে cancel হয়ে যাচ্ছে. Understood? This is the technique. So let's see the third transaction. So what is the third transaction? Goods returned to Ravi 5,000 were recorded as rupees 5,500. What is the correct part? The correct part is goods returned to Ravi rupees 5,000. This is the correct part. What is the correct journal? Goods returned to Ravi. That means Ravi account debit to purchases returns account 5,000 or Ravi account debit returns outward account 5,000. Both are correct. So let's write Ravi account debit 5,000 to purchases returns account 5,000 because this is the correct entry. Okay. So let's write in the correct entry Ravi account debit 5,000 to purchases returns account 5,000. Now what is the wrong entry? Let's see the problem again. Now see the wrong entry. Number 3, goods returned to Ravi rupees 5,000. We have done this. Were recorded as rupees 5,500. So this is the wrong part. So the journal entry will be same. Ravi account debit to purchase returns account. Instead of 5,000, we'll have to write 5,500. Understood? Please remember, in this particular problem, the journal entries are correct. They have been recorded correctly, but the amounts have been recorded wrongly. Understood? So let's write. The journal entry is same. Ravi account debit, but the amount is wrongly recorded as 5,500 instead of 5,000. To purchases returns account. How much? To purchases returns account 5,500 because in the wrong entry the amount has been wrongly recorded. Instead of 5,000 they have recorded 5,500. So যখনই amount বেশি থাকবে কি করতে হবে? To decrease the amount you have to reverse the entry. Please remember, to decrease the amount you have to reverse the entry. So let's compare. This is the technique. Let's see the debit side in the correct entry. Ravi account debit 5,000. Let's see the debit side in the wrong entry. Ravi account debit 5,500. The journal entry is same. Ravi account. In the correct entry, the amount is 5,000. This should be the amount, 5,000. But in the wrong entry, they have wrongly recorded, instead of 5,000, they have recorded 5,500. কত বেশি? 500 has been recorded more. How did I get 500? 5,000 minus 5,500 will get 500. So this is the differential amount. So this 500 we have to decrease. How to decrease? I've told you the technique. Just pass the reverse entry. এখানে Ravi debit side আছে. Since Ravi is on the debit side, write Ravi on the credit side. Then 500 will be decreased. To Ravi account 500 কি হচ্ছে 500 cancel হয়ে যাচ্ছে. Please remember, if the journal entry is on the debit side, you have to write it on the credit side with the differential amount. Just reverse the entry with the differential amount and the wrong amount will be rectified. এখানে 500 বেশি হচ্ছিল, 500 cancel হয়ে গেল. Ravi account debit 5,500. If you write to Ravi account on the credit side 500 will be cancelled. So it will become 5,000 again. Suppose Ravi account debit 6,000 and the correct amount is 5,000. So what is the differential amount? 6,000 minus 5,000 will get 1,000. So the differential amount is 1,000. Then you have to write to Ravi account 1,000 and 1,000 will be cancelled. Understood? যখনই তোমাকে কোনো amount decrease করতে হবে, when you have to decrease the amount, please remember, just pass the reverse entry with the differential amount. Understood? Differential amount means যেটা বেশি হচ্ছে সেই অ্যামাউন্টটা উল্টো দিকে লিখতে হবে. Understood? Now let's see the credit side. To purchases returns account 5,000 in the correct entry. To purchases returns account 5,500. So 500 is more in the wrong entry. Rupees 500 has been recorded more in the wrong entry. So how to decrease rupees 500? Just pass the reverse entry. Instead of purchase returns on the credit side, you write on the debit side. Purchases returns account 500. Understood? We got to reverse the entry with the differential amount. See, in the correct entry, Ravi account debit 5,000. In the wrong account, Ravi account debit 5,500. So the journal entry is correct. Only the amounts are wrong. So rupees 500 has been recorded more. So we have to decrease rupees 500. How to do it? Just reverse Ravi account. Instead of debit, write to Ravi account on the credit side with the differential amount, that is 500, and the wrong entry will be rectified. Similarly, on the credit side, to purchases returns account 5,000 in the correct entry, and in the wrong entry, to purchases returns account 5,500. So the journal entries are same, but the amounts are wrong. So here, instead of 5,000, 5,500 has been recorded. So rupees 500 has been recorded more. How to decrease rupees 500? Just reverse the entry with the differential amount. Here, purchases returns account is on the credit side. Just write on the debit side. Purchases returns account debit with the differential amount 500. And the wrong entry will be rectified. Understood? Now let's see the last transaction. Number 4. Goods returned from Ranveer rupees 6,000 were recorded as rupees 6,600. So goods returned from Ranveer rupees 6,000. Till 6,000, this is the correct part. And which is the wrong part? Were recorded as rupees 6,600. Rupees 600 has been recorded more. So this is the wrong part. Understood? So what is the correct journal entry? Goods returned from Ranveer rupees 6,000. So sales returns account debit to Ranveer account 6,000. This is the correct journal. Understood? Sales returns account debit rupees 6,000 or returns inward account debit rupees 6,000. Please remember, sales returns account is also known as returns inward account. Okay? So you can write any one. So what is the correct journal entry? Sales returns account debit 6,000 to Ranveer account 6,000. Okay? So let's write. Sales returns account debit. Sales returns account debit 6,000 to Ranveer account 6,000. Now what is the wrong entry? Let's see the problem again. Number 4. Goods returned from Ranveer rupees 6,000. We have done this. Were recorded as rupees 6,600. This is the wrong part. Okay, so what will be the wrong journal entry? The journal entry is correct. Sales returns account debit to Ranveer account, but instead of 6,000, they have wrongly recorded rupees 6,600. That means rupees 600 has been recorded more in the wrong entry. So let's write sales returns account debit. Sales returns account debit. Sales returns account debit, instead of 6,000, they have wrongly recorded as 6,600 to Ranveer account 6,600. Instead of 6,000, they have wrongly recorded rupees 6,600. Okay. So the journal entry is correct. See on the debit side, in the correct entry, sales returns account debit to Ranveer account. In the wrong entry, sales returns account debit to Ranveer account. The journal entry is correct, but the amounts are wrongly recorded. So let's compare the correct entry and the wrong entry. On the debit side, in the correct entry, sales returns account debit rupees 6,000. In the wrong entry, on the debit side, sales returns account debit 6,600. So rupees 600 has been recorded more on the debit side. So we have to decrease rupees 600. What did I tell you? To decrease the differential amount, here the differential amount is 600. How did I get 600? 6,000 minus 6,600 will give you 600. To decrease 600, we just have to pass the reverse entry. Sales returns account is on the debit side. If you write sales returns account on the credit side with rupees 600, it will be cancelled. Okay, so let's write to sales returns account. Sales returns account. Please remember, sales returns account is on the debit side. So if you reverse the entry with the differential amount, that is 600. Rupees 600 will be decreased. So if you write to sales returns account with rupees 600, the differential amount, automatically debit side je 6600 ache, ota 600 cancel hoye jabe. This is the rule in accounts. Please remember, when you have to decrease the amount or reduce the amount, you have to reverse the entry. Please pass the reverse entry with the differential amount. Automatically, the differential amount will be cancelled. Understood? Similarly, let's see the correct entry to Ranbir account 6,000. Let's see the credit side in the wrong entry. To Ranbir account 6,600. So rupees 600 has been recorded more in the Ranbir account. The differential amount is rupees 600. So if you deduct rupees 6,000 from 6,600, you'll get rupees 600. So the differential amount is 600. So how to decrease or reduce rupees 600? Just pass the reverse entry. Since Ranbir account is on the credit side, write Ranbir account on the debit side. Ranbir account debit with the differential amount, that is 600. If you write Ranbir account on the debit side with the differential amount, that is 600, rupees 600 will automatically get reduced. Understood? So, we have done the rectifying entries, but the problem is not complete because this is the workings. This is the workings. Now, we have to do it in where? We just have to copy the rectifying entries in the journal or rectification entries. Okay, so let's do it. You can write on the top rectification entry or rectifying entry. Okay, so what is the rectifying entry? Sales account debit 1000 to Priya account 1000. Just copy the rectifying entry, not the correct entry, not the wrong entry. Just look at the rectifying entry and copy. Just copy. Sales account debit 1000 to Priya account 1000. So let's write. So this is the format of journal. Date, particulars, ledger folio, debit, credit, and on the top rectification entries or rectifying entries. Okay. So let's write the rectifying entry. Number 1. Sales account debit 1000 to Priya account 1000. Okay, and always you have to write narration. Being credit sales to Priya, rupees 10,000 were recorded as rupees 11,000, and you got to add 2 important words, comma, now rectified. Always add now rectified in the end. Okay, now let's see the second rectifying entry. See, the second rectifying entry is Namrat account debit 700 to purchases account 700. Don't look at the correct entry, don't look at the wrong entry, only copy the rectifying entry in where. Okay, so Namrat account debit 700 to purchases account 700. So let's write. So Namrat account debit 700 to purchases account 700 credit. Okay, and you always have to write the narration. Being credit purchases from Namrata rupees 7,000 were recorded as rupees 7,700, comma, now rectified. Always have to use these 2 important words, now rectified. Okay, now let's see the third rectifying entry. Please remember, in fair work, you're doing nothing, only copying the rectifying entries. That's all. So the third rectifying entry is purchases returns account debit 500 to Ravi account 500. So let's write. Purchases returns account debit. Purchases returns account debit. Purchases returns account debit to Ravi account 500. So purchases returns account debit 500 to Ravi account credit 500, and don't forget to write the narration. Being goods returned to Ravi rupees 5,000 were recorded as rupees 5,500, comma, now rectified. Okay, always add these two important words, now rectified, in the end. Okay, now let's see the last rectifying entry. The last rectifying entry is Ranbir account debit 600 to sales returns account 600. So let's write. The last rectifying entry is Ranbir account debit. Ranbir account debit 600 to sales returns account. To sales returns account. To sales returns account 600. And you'll have to write the narration. Being goods returned from Ranbir, rupees 6,000 were recorded as rupees 6,600. Now rectified. Okay, I hope you understood. This problem is complete. Now let's do another problem where the amounts have been wrongly recorded. In the first problem, amounts were recorded more, but in the second problem, amounts were recorded less. So how to correct the less amount, or how to increase the less amount? Let's do it. So let's see the second problem. Rectify the following errors. Here also we don't have to use the suspense account because this is the rectification of errors before preparation of trial balance, that is the first stage. I have already done the first problem in my last video. So I have already completed in this video problem number 2. And I'm going to do problem number 3. Now let's compare the problem number 2, which I have already done, with the problem number 3. Okay? And see the difference. I have already done problem number 1 in my last video. Okay? So problem number 2, the first transaction was credit sales to Priya, rupees 10,000 were recorded as rupees 11,000. That means 1,000 was recorded more. But in the problem number 3, the first transaction is credit sales to Priya, rupees 10,000 were recorded as rupees 1,000. So here the amount has been recorded less. In the last problem, the amount was recorded more, but here the amount has been recorded less. So how to rectify the less amount? In the last problem, I have shown you how to rectify the amounts which were recorded more. And in the problem number 3, I'm going to show you how to rectify the amounts which were recorded less. Okay? So let's do it. See, the problem is same. In the last problem, credit sales to Priya rupees 10,000. Here also credit sales to Priya rupees 10,000. The correct part is same. The wrong part is different. Were recorded as rupees 11,000 in the last problem, which I have shown you already. Amount has been recorded 1,000 more. But here the amount has been recorded 9,000 less. See, credit sales to Priya rupees 10,000 were recorded as rupees 1,000. That means 9,000 less. 10,000 minus 1,000 will give you 9,000. So rupees 9,000 has been recorded less. But in the last problem, rupees 1,000 was recorded more. So I have shown you, if the amounts were recorded more, how to rectify the amounts. And here in this particular problem, problem number 3, the amounts were recorded less. So how to rectify the less amount? Okay, so let's do it. The first transaction, credit sales to Priya, rupees 10,000 were recorded as rupees 1,000. Okay, so the amount has been recorded less. So how to rectify it? So this is the correct part. Credit sales to Priya rupees 10,000. Till 10,000, this is the correct part. And wo recorded as rupees 1,000 is the wrong part. So what is the correct journal entry? Credit sales to Priya rupees 10,000. So Priya account debit 10,000 to sales account 10,000. So let's write. So always we have to do the workings first and then we have to do it in the fair. So in the workings you have to draw 3 columns. The first column is correct entry, the second column is wrong entry, and the third column is rectifying entry or rectification entry. Okay, so let's do it. So number 1, the correct journal entry. Priya account debit rupees 10,000 to sales account rupees 10,000. Okay. So the correct journal entry is Priya account debit rupees 10,000 to sales account rupees 10,000. What is the wrong entry? Let's see the problem again. Number 1, credit sales to Priya rupees 10,000. We did it. Were recorded as rupees 1,000. The correct part we have already done. Credit sales to Priya rupees 10,000. That is Priya account debit 10,000 to sales account 10,000. So this is the wrong part. Were recorded as rupees 1,000. So the wrong entry will be Priya account debit 1,000 to sales account 1,000. Okay, so let's write. Priya account debit 1,000. Priya account debit 1,000 to sales account 1,000. Now what is our job? Now we have to rectify the wrong entry. So what is the technique? We have to compare the correct entry and the wrong entry and we'll get the rectifying entry. So let's see the debit side in the correct entry. Priya account debit 10,000 and let's see the debit side in the wrong entry. Priya account debit rupees 1,000. So the journal entry is right. Priya account debit in the correct entry, Priya account debit in the wrong entry as well. Only the amounts have been recorded less. Instead of 10,000 in the wrong entry, the amount has been recorded as rupees 1,000. Instead of 10,000, they have recorded 1,000. That means 9,000 less. How did I get 9,000? 10,000 minus 1,000 will give you 9,000. So what we have to do, please remember, when you have to increase the amount, you don't have to reverse the entry. Just write the entry on the same side. Priya account debit, write the entry on the same side to increase the amount. Priya account debit, they have already recorded 1,000. So amake koto aro likhte hobe. They have recorded 1,000. So if I write 9,000, obviously it will be rectified. Since they have recorded rupees 1,000 on the debit side in the wrong entry, if I write rupees 9,000 on the debit side more, then obviously the amount will be rectified. Since 1,000 plus 9,000 will give you 10,000. So they have recorded rupees 1,000 in the wrong entry on the debit side. So they have recorded rupees 9,000 less. So if we record rupees 9,000 on the debit side, then the wrong entry will be rectified because 1,000 plus 9,000 will give you 10,000. So to increase the amount, please do not reverse the entry. Write the debit side as debit side. Okay. So Priya account debit 1,000. In the rectifying entry, you will write Priya account debit with the differential amount. What is the differential amount? 9,000. Priya account will be on the debit side in the rectifying entry also. Do not reverse the entry. Increase to increase the amount. Please remember, in case of increasing the amount, you do not have to reverse the entry. You just have to add the differential amount on the same side. So Priya account debit rupees 1,000. You'll write Priya account debit rupees 9,000 in the rectifying entry. 1,000 plus 9,000 will give you 10,000. Please remember, the entry will be on the same side. You do not have to reverse the entry. Okay, just write the additional amount. Okay, or the differential amount on the same side. But to decrease the amount, you have to pass the reverse entry. just like I did it before in the problem number 2. But in the problem number 3, we don't have to reverse the entry because in this particular problem, the amounts are wrongly written as less amounts are recorded. Understood? Here the amounts are recorded less. Please remember, in the last problem, the amounts were recorded more. To rectify the amount, we have to reverse the entry with the differential amount. But here, the amounts are recorded less. So, we do not have to reverse the entry, but we have to write the additional amount on the same side. Okay? But please remember, in this particular problem, we do not have to reverse the entry with the differential amount because here less amount has been recorded. So to increase the amount, you do not have to reverse the entry. The entry will be on the same side, but only you have to write the differential amount. Okay? So Priya account rupees 1000 were recorded in the wrong entry. In the rectifying entry, Priya account will always be on the debit side. So write 9000 here. So 1000 plus 9000 will give you 10,000. So similarly, let's compare the credit side. The credit side is to sales account 10,000 in the correct entry. And in the wrong entry, the credit side is to sales account rupees 1000. So 9000 is less recorded. How did I get 9000 less? 10,000 minus 1000 will give you 9000. Please remember, here you do not have to reverse the sales account. You just have to write to sales account as it is in the wrong entry on the same side. Okay? Just koto কম আছে দেখো 10,000 minus 1,000. 9,000 has been recorded less. So you have to write the less amount. So write 9,000. That's it. Okay? So let's see the second transaction. Number 2. Credit purchases from Namrata rupees 7,000 were recorded as rupees 700. So less amount has been recorded. Let's see the last problem. Number 2. Last problem. Credit purchases from Namrata rupees 7,000 were recorded as 7,700. So in the last problem, more amount has been recorded. But here, less amount has been recorded. Okay? See again. In this particular problem, credit purchases from Namrata 7,000 were recorded as rupees 700. So less amount has been recorded. So that is rupees 6,300 has been recorded less. 7,000 minus 700 will give you 6,300. So this is the correct part. Credit purchases from Namrata. So purchase account debit to Namrata account 7,000. So the correct journal entry will be purchases account debit to Namrata account 7,000. So let's write. So purchases account debit. Purchases account debit. So purchases account debit 7,000. This is the correct entry. To Namrata account. To Namrata account 7,000. This is the correct entry. So what is the wrong entry? Let me see the problem again. The wrong entry is number 2. Credit purchases from Namrata rupees 7,000. Till here, this is the correct part. Which is the wrong part? Were recorded as rupees 700. So the wrong journal entry will be purchases account debit to Namrata account 700. Okay? So let's write. So number 2. Purchases account debit. Purchases account debit 700 to Namrata account. To Namrata account. How much? 700. So now let's rectify. So what is the technique? Compare the correct entry and the wrong entry. Let's see the debit side first in the correct entry. Purchases account debit rupees 7,000. Let's see the debit side in the wrong entry. Purchases account debit rupees 700. So 6,300 has been recorded less. So let's rectify. In the wrong entry, purchases account debit rupees 700. And in the correct entry, purchases account debit rupees 7,000. So it should have been recorded as rupees 7,000 and not rupees 700. So 6,300 has been recorded less. So how did I get 6,300 less? If you deduct rupees 700 from rupees 7,000, you get rupees 6,300. what did I tell you? To increase the amount, you don't have to pass the reverse entry. The entry will be same on the same side. So we'll write purchases account debit. Purchases account debit with the differential amount. What is the differential amount? 700 minus 7,000 will give you 6,300. Why we are writing 6,300? Because a amount ta kom lekha hoyeche. Please remember, we are writing rupees 6,300 in the rectifying entry because rupees 6,300 has been recorded less in the wrong entry. So if we write rupees 6,300 in the rectification entry, that will give us 7,000. See, in the wrong entry, purchases account debit 700. They have already recorded rupees 700. So rupees 700 plus rupees 6,300 will give you rupees 7,000. So we have rectified. To increase the amount, please remember you do not have to pass the reverse entry. You have to write the entry on the same side with the differential amount. যেই অ্যামাউন্টটা কম লিখেছে সেই অ্যামাউন্টটা লিখতে হবে। যদি রং এন্ট্রিতে purchases account debit 6,000 লেখা থাকতো, so how much less? 1,000. 6,000 minus 7,000 will give you 1,000. So we should have written purchases account debit 1,000. So 6,000 plus 1,000 will give you 7,000. Please remember, when you have to increase the amount, you do not have to pass the reverse entry. Only you have to write the same entry on the same side with the differential amount. Okay? যতটা কম লিখেছে সেই অ্যামাউন্টটা তোমাকে লিখতে হবে, তাহলে তোমার 7,000 হয়ে যাবে। 700 plus 6,300 will give you 7,000. Okay? Similarly, let's compare the credit side. On the credit side, in the correct entries, to Namrata account rupees 7,000. And in the wrong entry, on the credit side, to Namrata account rupees 700. So, the journal entry is correct. To increase the amount, we don't have to change the side. So, we'll write to Namrata account. Okay, on the credit side. But what is the differential amount? Instead of 7,000, they have recorded wrongly 700. So if you deduct 700 from 7,000, we'll get rupees 6,300. So 6,300 or kom likheche. So we got to write rupees 6,300 on the credit side. So 700 plus 6,300 will give you 7,000. So we have rectified. Okay. So let's see the third transaction. See number 3. Goods returned to Ravi rupees 5,000 were recorded as rupees 500. So it has been recorded less. Okay. So let me show you the last problem also. See the last problem, number 3. Goods returned to Ravi rupees 5,000 were recorded as rupees 5,500. So the amount has been recorded more in the last problem. And you know how to rectify it to reverse the entry with the differential amount. But in this particular problem, in the problem number 3, the amount has been recorded less. So how to rectify it? The journal entry will be on the same side, but we have to write the differential amount only. Okay, so let's do it. In this particular problem, number 3, goods returned to Ravi rupees 5,000. So this is the correct part till here. And the wrong part is were recorded as rupees 500. So the correct journal entry will be, so let's write. Number 3, Ravi account debit 5,000 to purchases returns account. Purchases returns account. How much? 5,000. This is the correct entry. So what is the wrong entry? Let me show you. Number 3, goods returned to Ravi rupees 5,000. We did the correct entry. So what is the wrong part? Were recorded as rupees 500. So the wrong entry will be Ravi account debit to purchases returns account rupees 500. Okay, so let's write. Ravi account debit. Ravi account debit to purchases returns account. Ravi account debit 500 to purchases returns account. Returns account 500. Okay. So now let's rectify the wrong entry. So what is the technique? First you have to compare the correct entry and the wrong entry. Let's see the debit side. In the correct entry, Ravi account debit rupees 5,000. Let's see the debit side in the wrong entry. Ravi account debit rupees 500. The journal entry is same, but the amount has been recorded less. Wrong amount has been recorded. That is rupees 500. Okay. The problem is about the wrong amounts. Okay. The first problem was also about the wrong amount. These two particular problems are about wrong amounts. In the last problems, the amounts were recorded more, and in this particular problem, the amounts were recorded less. So the problem is about recording wrong amount. Okay. So Ravi account debit rupees 500. So rupees 500 wrongly recorded or recorded less. So how much less? Deduct rupees 500 from rupees 5,000. You will get rupees 4,500. So I told you to increase the amount. এখানে আমাদের কি করতে হবে? আমাদের amountটা increase করতে হবে, reduce করতে হবে না. Rupees 5,000 should have been the correct amount, but they have written wrongly rupees 500. That means, so they have recorded less amount. So আমাদের কি করতে হবে? To increase the amount, you do not have to reverse the entry. So we have to write the entry on the same side. So Ravi account debit. Please remember, to reduce the amount or decrease the amount, we have to reverse the entry with the differential amount. But to increase the amount, you do not have to reverse the entry. The entry will be on the same side with the differential amount. So এখানে কত কম record করেছে? They have recorded rupees 500. So they have recorded rupees 4,500 less. So we'll write Ravi account debit 4,500. So let's compare the correct entry and the wrong entry in case of credit side also. So on the credit side, in the correct entry, to purchases returns account rupees 5,000. And on the credit side, in the wrong entry, purchases returns account rupees 500. So 4,500 has been recorded less. So we have to increase it. To increase the amount, we do not have to reverse the entry. We have to write the same entry on the same side. So we have to write to purchases returns account 4,500. Why 4,500? Because this is the differential amount. See, 500 plus 4,500 will give you 5,000. So the wrong entry has been rectified. Try to understand. The correct entry is Ravi account debit 5,000. But they have wrongly recorded Ravi account debit 500. 4,500 has been recorded less. So our job is to increase the amount. The journal entry is correct. So to increase the amount, you do not have to reverse the entry. Write Ravi account on the debit side too. See, in the wrong entry, Ravi account was in the debit side. To increase the amount, we do not have to reverse the entry. We'll write the journal entry on the same side, but with the differential amount. If you deduct rupees 500 from rupees 5,000, you'll get 4,500. Since rupees 4,500 has been recorded less, we have to write the amount. 500 plus rupees 4,500 will give you rupees 5,000. Okay. Similarly, to purchase returns account, they have recorded rupees 500. So the journal entry is right. See, to purchase returns account rupees 5,000 in the correct entry. To purchase returns account rupees 500 in the wrong entry. Only the amount has been recorded wrongly. But the journal entry is same. To increase the amount, you don't have to reverse the entry. So write the same entry on the same side. To purchases returns account only with the differential amount. What is the differential amount? That is কত কম লিখেছে 500 লিখেছে তার মানে কত কম লিখেছে 5,000 minus 500. You write 4,500. That will give you 5,000. Rupees 500 they have already recorded. So if you write rupees 4,500, that will give you 5,000. 500 plus 4,500 will give you 5,000. Understood? Now if you write 5,000, that will be more. 500 plus 5,000 will give you 5,500, which is incorrect. So they have already recorded rupees 500. They have recorded less. How much less? Rupees 4,500 less. So you have to record rupees 4,500. Understood? Now let's see the last transaction. Number 4. Goods returned from Ranbir rupees 6,000 were recorded as rupees 600. So the amount were recorded less in this particular problem. But in the last problem, the amount were recorded more. Let me show you. See the last problem. Number 4. Goods returned from Ranbir rupees 6,000. Till here it is correct. The wrong part is different. वो recorded rupees 6,600. So the amount was recorded more. আমি কেন এরকম দুটো প্রবলেম চুজ করলাম? To show you the difference. If the amount was recorded more, how to rectify? And if the amount was recorded less, how to rectify? This is the reason the correct part I have kept it as the same. And the wrong part I have recorded differently. Okay? আমি correct partটা same রেখেছি, but the wrong partটা আমি different করেছি. So that you can understand if the amount was recorded more, how to rectify the wrong entry. If the amount is recorded less, how to rectify the wrong entry. You should be knowing both the entries. You should be knowing how to rectify the wrong entry if the amount was recorded more, and you should also be knowing how to rectify the wrong entry if the amount has been recorded less. Okay? So let's do it. So the last transaction, goods returned from Ranbir rupees 6,000. This is the correct part. Were recorded as rupees 600. That means amount were recorded less. So what is the correct journal entry? Goods returned from Ranbir rupees 6,000 till here. This is the correct part. So what will be the correct entry? The correct entry will be sales returns account debit rupees 6,000 to Ranbir account rupees 6,000. Okay? So let's write. Sales returns account debit 6,000 to Ranbir account 6,000. So this is the correct entry. Sales returns account debit 6,000 to Ranbir account debit 6,000. This is the correct entry. What is the wrong entry? Let me see the transaction again. The last transaction, number 4, goods returned from Ranbir rupees 6,000. We did the correct entry. What is the wrong part? Were recorded as rupees 600. So the wrong entry will be sales returns account debit 600 to Ranbir account 600. Okay? So let's write. The wrong entry, sales returns account debit. Instead of 6,000, they have recorded less, 600. To Ranbir account 600. Debito 600, credito 600. Okay? On the debit side also 600, on the credit side also 600. Now we have to rectify the wrong entry. So what is the technique? The technique is to compare the correct entry and the wrong entry. So let's see the debit side in the correct entry. Sales returns account debit rupees 6,000. Let's see the debit side in the wrong entry. Sales returns account debit rupees 600. So in the wrong entry, the amount has been recorded less. So what is our job? Our job is to rectify. That is, our job is to increase the amount. How to increase the amount? Just to write the differential amount on the same side. That is, you don't have to reverse the entry. To increase the amount, you don't have to reverse the entry. Reverse the entry মানে তোমাকে সেলস রিটার্ন ডেবিট আছে ক্রেডিট করতে হবে না, তোমাকে ডেবিট সাইডে সেলস রিটার্ন রাখতে হবে। To increase the amount, you have to write the entry on the same side. Sales returns account debit with the differential amount. What is the differential amount? If you deduct rupees 600 minus rupees 6,000, you'll get 5,400. That is কত কম লিখেছে। How much less they have recorded? They have recorded rupees 600. But how much less they have recorded? They have recorded rupees 5,400 less. They have recorded rupees 600, which is wrong. They have recorded less. But how much less they have recorded? They have recorded rupees 5,400 less. How did I get rupees 5,400? If you deduct rupees 600 from rupees 6,000, you'll get rupees 5,400. So if I write sales returns account debit, rupees 5,400 on the debit side, see, it will be 6,000. 600 they have already recorded. তোমাকে আর কত লিখতে হবে? If I write 5,400, 600 plus 5,400 will give you rupees 6,000. They have already recorded rupees 600. Okay. So if they have recorded rupees 600, That means they have recorded less. How much less? They have recorded rupees 5,400 less. So you write on the debit side 5,400 and you'll get rupees 6,000. That means what? 600 plus rupees 5,400. See, if I do plus, if I write plus, 600 plus rupees 5,400 will give you 6,000. Understood? 600 plus 5,400 will give you 6,000. That is the reason we are not reversing the entry. The entry should not be reversed. Sales return account should be on the debit side. Remember, to increase the amount, you do not have to pass the reverse entry. The entry should be on the same side. See, sales returns account in the wrong entry, debit side hai chilo. In the rectifying entry also, you have to write sales returns on the debit side. Only you have to write the differential amount. See, 600 plus 5,400 will give you 6,000. Okay, similarly, let's compare the correct entry and the wrong entry. On the credit side, in the correct entry, 2 Ranbir account rupees 6,000. In the wrong entry on the credit side is 2 Ranbir account rupees 600. So the amount has been recorded less. How much less? If you deduct rupees 600 from rupees 6,000, you will get rupees 5,400. So 5,400 has been recorded less. So we have to record rupees 5,400 on the credit side. To increase the amount, you do not have to write the entry on the opposite side, or you don't have to reverse the entry. You have to write the entry on the same side. See, 2 Ranbir account is on the credit side. You also have to write 2 Ranbir account on the credit side. The difference is you only have to write the differential amount. What is the differential amount? 5,400. See, 600 they have already recorded. Let me do plus. 600 plus, let me write plus. 600 plus 5,400 will give you 6,000. Understood? Please remember, if you have to increase the amount, you do not have to pass the reverse entry. The entry will be on the same side, but with the differential amount. Differential amount মানে যেই অ্যামাউন্টটা কম লিখেছে সেই অ্যামাউন্টটা লিখবে. And to decrease the amount or to reduce the amount, you have to pass the reverse entry with the differential amount. যেই অ্যামাউন্টটা তুমি রিডিউস করতে চাইছো, যেই অ্যামাউন্টটা তুমি ডিক্রিজ করতে চাইছো, সেটা তোমাকে লিখতে হবে অপোজিট সাইডে with the reverse entry. Okay, so we have done the workings. The workings is complete. See, this is the workings, but the problem is not complete. See, the problem is not complete. Only the workings is complete. Now we have to copy the rectifying entries in the journal. So let's write. So you have to prepare the journal. On the top, you have to write rectification entries, date, particulars, ledger folio, debit, credit. So what is the first rectifying entry? Let me see. So what is the rectifying entry or rectification entry? Both are same. So the first rectifying or rectification entry is Priya account debit rupees 9,000 to sales account rupees 9,000. Okay, let's write. So here you can write rectification entries or rectifying entries. Both are correct. Okay, so let's write the first rectifying entry. Priya account debit. Priya account debit rupees 9,000. Okay, to sales account 9,000. Okay, and you got to write the narration as well. Being credit sales to Priya rupees 10,000 were recorded as rupees 1,000, now rectified. You always have to add these two important words, now rectified, in the end. Okay, so let's see the second rectifying entry. Number 2. The second rectifying entry is purchases account debit 6,300 to Namrata account rupees 6,300. Okay, so let's write. Purchases account debit. Purchases account debit 6,300 to Namrata account. To Namrata account rupees 6,300. Okay, now you have to write the narration. Being credit purchases from Namrata rupees 7,000 were recorded as rupees 700, now rectified. Please remember to add now rectify, these two important words. Okay, now let's see the third rectifying entry. The third rectifying entry is Ravi account debit 4,500 to purchases returns account 4,500. So let's write Ravi account debit 4,500 to purchases returns account 4,500. Now I got to write the narration as well. Being goods returned to Ravi, rupees 5,000 were recorded as rupees 500, now rectified. Okay. Please remember to add these two important words in the end, now rectified. Okay. Now let's see the last rectifying entry. The last rectifying entry is sales returns account debit, rupees 5,400 to Ranbir account, rupees 5,400. Okay. So let's write. So the last rectifying entry is sales returns account debit, 5,400 to Ranbir account, 5,400. Okay. And you always have to write the narration. Being goods returned from Ranbir, rupees 6,000 were recorded as rupees 600, now rectified. Please don't forget to add these two important words, now rectified. So now the problem is complete. I hope you understood. Today I did two problems just to show you the difference when the amount has been recorded more, how to rectify the wrong entry, and when the amount has been recorded less, how to rectify the wrong entry. I hope you understood. Everything is clear now. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your precious time. I sincerely hope this was helpful. I'll catch you all again in the next video. Till then, keep rising and keep shining. Bye-bye. Take care, stay safe and stay blessed always.